Hey everybody, welcome back. This is my episode 5 breakdown of the Loki musical score by Natalie Holtz. Let's get right into it. As always, if you haven't seen the previous episodes, I definitely recommend you check them out because we are building off of what came before. But I'll try to get you up to speed even if you're jumping right in here. So episode 5, we have our timekeepers chord progression. This is also the TVA. This is associated with Ravonna because we don't really know what's going on, do we? It's from the main theme that I did a cover of and you can check out by clicking in the description. Okay, it sounds like this. Usually we'll have a theremin in there as well. And there's this great moment where the theremin plays this, you know, kind of outlining the same chords in a way. And it's when Loki sees Kid Loki's throne and maybe sees it for what it is, which is like a childish thing. I think it's a really brilliant kind of play on this glorious purpose thing that he wants to rule. And then he looks over and he sees this like very, very juvenile throne with like candy canes and stuff.
Something like that.
We also have this big, huge, crazy one with a big choir when Loki and Sylvie are battling Goliath, and that's in the original key from the theme. Big fat synths, huge choir, because this is the true battle that we've seen, at least so far, between our Lokis and the driving force, even if it's just the guard dog. Next, we have our Loki theme, which, of course, we're going to hear a lot from episode 5. But we are starting to manipulate it because it's not just a Loki. We've got hero Lokis, and we've got villain Lokis, and we've got Loki Lokis. Okay, so it's pretty common in them. It's like a little darker. That's a little bit more heroic, right? Things to remember with superhero music. Fourths and fifths, heroic. Minor thirds, major sevenths, pretty dark. Tritones, of course, dark. So those are the kind of just general things, and that's the beauty of this Loki theme. It allows us to do anything to it. The full Loki theme is, that's what we've heard, and then dark, but it does resolve. So in this one we hear pretty dark, pretty heroic. This is one I'm not so sure about anymore. We've heard it, I think, 2 times before. It is the Loki theme, for sure. Very plucky in the distance. Goes just like that. The first time we hear it is when Loki is watching the replay of the Sacred Timeline. The second time we hear it is in the last episode when Loki is being dragged back to the timekeepers. And now we hear it here.
And I guess my need for you has passed.
Wait! What about the Void spacecraft?
Yes, the prototype.
Great. I'll get the file.
It's a spaceship designed to withstand the temporal void. It could conceivably take us to the end of time.
Pretty interesting, right? So this is Sylvie being very, very skeptical of what's going on. Who's in distress in this situation? Why is it Loki's theme and not Sylvie's theme? Pretty interesting, and I'd love your comments below to figure out what this means. Then we have a really fun version of the theme during this big Loki battle. Totally rearranged, really fun percussion in there, and just a really fun spin on it.
My army, my throne.
And when Loki and Sylvie are getting ready to dive into Goliath, we hear a foreboding version of it. And now that I've refreshed your memory on all that stuff, let's jump back to the opening sequence of episode 5. We hear the Timekeeper's TVA theme perfectly morph into the Loki theme. So it starts with, which outlines these chords, right? Like we've heard. And then you start hearing in the background, and then as the camera shifts upside down, it fades kind of from one theme to the other. Really great moment. Great. So next we got to talk about the Hardanger fiddle. I keep calling it a witchy violin, which I think is accurate. Okay, Norwegian folks, I think it's accurate. But the Hardanger fiddle is the instrument that has been used all through the series to represent Sylvie. And sometimes it's her theme played on it, and sometimes it's just a little hint here or there. Similar to Mobius with this like 90s delay guitar thing, but we'll get to that later. The Hardanger fiddle sometimes will just play a chord or a note or a melody, and that represents that Sylvie is in control, or in this case, that she knows that she's being lied to.
I want to know who lied to me. Miss Minutes, I need you to remote access a series of restricted files from the archives.
Ooh, doggy. On what?
The beginning of time, the founding of the TVA.
Right.
So in those, the kind of mode and general melody, which is actually very similar to one of our Loki themes from the Avengers.
And I am burdened with glorious purpose. Brother of Thor. We have no war. I, Loki, Prince of Asgard, Odin's son.
I think it's just coincidence. So that is this kind of again, foreboding. Sylvie's more or less in control of this situation.
Revenge drives her. Killing the timekeepers. But they turned out to be fake in case you forgot. So she'll be searching for whomever created them.
And of course, we hear her actual theme as well. This is where we can really talk about what's going on. So when Loki gets pruned, we hear the love theme, because what's actually happening in that moment, right? And during this self-pruning situation, we hear Sylvie's theme, because she's not doing it out of love necessarily. She's doing it out of power, because she knows that, like, this is not the end. She's not Romeo and Julietting herself. She's not like, if I can't live with him, then I don't want to live. She's saying, like, I'm about to go get this guy, and then we're coming for you. And so it's her theme.
What happened to finding the man behind the curtain?
Tell you what, you come out with your hands up and I'll put you in a time loop. Something not so bad. You can live out your days in a good memory. Do you have any good memories? Just one, really.
Interestingly, hear it when classic Loki is talking about getting close to Eliath. And that's a death sentence, which is, again, foreshadowing. But we hear Sylvie's theme, because she's the one that's going to actually be able to get close to it.
Approaching Eliath is a death sentence. We'll get you to it, but that's as far as we go.
And there's one more instance of the Hardanger fiddle in this episode. This one I'm super excited about because we were totally right about it, meaning Sylvie's enchantment abilities. So we saw it with B15, and when Loki says that she can enchant people to, get them to remember their past lives, and that's how we know they're all variants. And it sounds like this. And this one's a little bit more sentimental because we didn't die. Next, we got Mobius's theme. It's in the background. You gotta listen for it. This is this delay guitar is played by Jack Halama, and he also does the mystery theme, the Destiny theme from the past few episodes, if you've been following along. So check him out on Instagram, Jack_Halama. But the Mobius theme. That's what we've heard so far. This one continues on a little bit. And that sounds like... So listen out for that.
Thanks for the spark. Well, see you later, Loki.
Actually, just before that, we hear it's the Mobius theme, but kind of mixed in with this Loki theme in a more heroic mode. Loki's being selfless for the first time probably in his life, so this is maybe the Loki hero theme. Let's keep an ear out for that in our episode 6. And last, but certainly not least, I know you all have been waiting for it, we have a theme for our classic Loki, a hero theme, in fact, and it's heavily based on Ride of the Valkyrie. So right? And the first time we hear it is not during his big moment. It's actually he's walking away after he says, you know, we'll take you to him, but then we're heading back. And so he's walking away with Kid Loki and Gator Loki, and he just looks back, and you hear it rumbling for the first time. Boom, 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 boom. Listen for it. See if you can hear it. And then, of course, he comes back. I love that we get a theme for him and his sacrifice. It is, again, heavily based on Wagner's Ride of the Valkyrie. We don't hear a Sylvie theme. We don't hear a Loki theme. We hear classic Loki's theme because without him, we don't make it out of this. So he is truly the hero in this episode. So very cool. Here it is in all its glory, the classic Loki theme. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you liked this breakdown. Episode 6 coming real soon. I will be on the road for a couple weeks, so I'll try to get it out as fast as I can. It might be just wherever I can find a piano and a camera, but I will get it out. And then we're in talks with Marvel right now to clear us to do an interview with Natalie Holt herself, the composer of this awesome score. So comment below with any questions you have for her. I've been checking the comments of the past few videos for those. And yeah, I'm not sure if I'll be able to do it while I'm on the road, but make sure you're subscribed and you won't miss it when that interview comes out. So thanks again for watching. Thank you to the Patreon donors making all these videos possible. If you want to help out as well, you can go to patreon.com/classicaltrombone and check out my music, Half Man, Half Machine, on Apple Music, Spotify, and YouTube Music. It sounds a little something like that.